You are tuned in to G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. You are not doing anything right now. So just come on. I don't have to fight you. Just come on in the live. You're going to have some fun. As you can see, we got the VP in the building. VP Shane, what's going on, bro?
Everything's all good, though. Just keeping it moving, keeping it busy today.
Keeping it busy. For the people that don't know, my bro was on Boxing Lowdown's podcast. Big shout out to Boxing Lowdown. Big shout out to Lori. That's the UK family right there. We gonna be on there next week, right?
Yeah, supposed to be. Yeah.
Yeah, next Thursday. Check VP Shane and your boy G5 Jeff TV. We're gonna be hitting the UK. Doing their podcast and everything. But we got a couple topics we need to tackle today. We need to tackle Broner, Adrian Broner, and his numbers. 288,000 was the average, 304,000 was the peak. Also, heavyweight fight this weekend. Junior Fa versus Joseph Parker. New Zealand battle. Is DAZN going to be showing that in the States? You on mute, bro. You on mute.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
That's in the zone in Britain and in America. The zone is actually launched in Britain now. So
yeah, it didn't say America though. It just said the two other countries. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's on the zone in the US. Yeah, it's on the zone in the US.
Okay. So
it's a matchroom show. It's a matchroom show.
Oh, you already know what we getting ready to do. You already know.
Oh, see.
You already know. We got Boxing Learner in the building. Big shout out to the bro, man. What's going on, Boxing Learner? But we got that heavyweight fight coming up. And
the Hrgovic and the Hunter.
Hrgovic and Michael Hunter possibly coming up. That's big for the heavyweight division as well. You know what? Which one we gonna start off with? You know what? Let's do Hrgovic and Michael Hunter. Let's do that.
Yeah, I mean, with that one, obviously the IBF ordered Charles Martin versus a Hunter. Charles Martin pulled out of the fight, and Hrgovic was the next person ordered. Sauerland, who handles Hunter's who handles Hrgovic's career. He's been calling for that fight a while. You know, even when they were under the same stable in the zone, he was calling for that fight. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna want it. And then Michael Hunter doesn't turn down fights, so you know he's gonna want that.
Yeah, Michael Hunter.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Michael Hunter definitely don't turn down no fights. You know, we big fans of Michael Hunter over here. Michael Hunter, if you're hearing this, feel free to come on over to G5 Jeff TV, come on the channel and, talk some boxing and chop it up. You know, that's my little sales pitch. You know what I'm saying? So, we definitely need you on the show. I like the fight, man. Hrgovic. I mean, people know Hrgovic in the States from the little sparring clip with Wilder. So that's how a lot of people in the States know who he is. And then Michael Hunter, of course, with the Povetkin fight. But I feel like Michael Hunter's name should be so much bigger than what it is. How do you feel about that?
I mean, Hunter, for some reason, isn't a household name in America. To me, he should be a household name. Not only was he a competitor at cruiserweight and a national champion, he was a competitor at heavyweight, and he was a former Olympian. He was on the US Olympic team. So how he's not a household name in America, and he's a top contender. I mean, you look at the way the American fighters backed Ortiz, and he wasn't even British. You know, if Hunter had that cult following, he would be selling out arenas, because he's a in my opinion, he's an attraction. He's an attraction. He's an entertaining fight. He's got skills. He definitely brings the fight. He can punch a bit, especially after we saw him drop Kuzman, stop Bacoli. He hurt Povetkin several times, and then when you see what Povetkin done to Dylan White, his resume just looks stronger and stronger.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of, bro? It reminds me of Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah,
Exactly, like from the amateur background to with that being decorated and just him being stamped inside of the ring, like you would think he would his name would be bigger than what it is. Like, but I think Michael Hunter, outside of Wilder, if they build him correctly, he could be the second hottest heavyweight name in the
but
states.
he's a fighter who I mean, whatever you want to say about Wilder, pros or cons, he's a fighter that actually is willing to step in the ring and be active. You know,
Right,
he's a traveling fighter. He traveled to Britain to take on Broccoli as an opponent. Broccoli was an undefeated prospect. He traveled to fight Povetkin in Saudi Arabia. He fought Usyk, so he's the guy who's he's he's willing to fight top fighters, you know. And I just don't see how people don't back him a bit more.
when you see situations like that, like what do you think it is? Like, do you think it's the promoter? Do you think it's the fighter not promoting themselves? Like, it's a
I
combination of
personally have
both.
I'm not in Britain, I'm not in America, but I personally feel like there's this thing where, and if you ain't controversial and if you don't say controversial things, the fight fans don't really back you, you know. And if there isn't much needle to get behind, when I mean needle, I mean like the fans are going back and forth, because that's how Wilder really got big in the States. Obviously,
Right,
he was big because obviously he was, to the hardcore fans, he was an entertaining fighter, but to the casuals, they wanted to back an American, but they wanted to back a controversial American, and they also wanted to back someone who, you know, the Britain versus UK kind of thing, and the America versus UK kind of thing. They wanted to get behind that. The black versus white. I know a lot of American fight fans like to get behind that as well. So
right.
with Michael Hunter, he's kind of a person who makes a lot of his noise inside of the ring. You know, all of the noise he makes is inside of the ring. And unfortunately, what you see in America is that's not enough. You have to be a household name on the streets. You look at AB. AB is probably one of the hottest sellers in America, and this guy, he's not entertaining inside the ring at all. You know, so
Right, right. He's far from entertaining inside of the ring. For the people that don't agree with that, go look at the punch stat numbers from the Santiago fight. But um, Boxing Learner said Michael Hunter is the Demetrius Andrade of the heavyweights. That's exactly what I just said. Um, and it's a shame because there are a lot of fighters in the sport that falls under that same label, and it's a problem. And you have a lot of people that are quote unquote promoters, right? And then some promoters do their job, and then people complain because they want to be in front of the camera. I'm like, that's their job. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's their
but
job.
Eddie Hearn is probably one of the best mouthpieces for fighters. You know, some people accuse him of being too much of a hype man for his fighters,
No,
but
he is the best. He
But
is the
he couldn't
best.
even promote it, Michael Wantner. That's why he ended up dropping him, because the money that he was making, he wasn't recouping it often. And that's just the unfortunate thing. It's just because of, to me, the American market. The American market just doesn't invest in Michael Hunter enough. You would be able to tell me more than anybody else because you live in America. But I don't know why that's the case.
To be honest with you, this is the best way I can really this is the best way I can really address this. Like, there's no blueprint to promote. There's no blueprint to really promote a fighter in the U.S. It's really not. Like, you've had some fighters that have been, I would say, maybe have close ties to maybe like music. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, rap music, things like that. That's a way to get your foot in the door. But we've seen fighters do that, and that didn't work. Um, it's really hard. It's really hard in the states. You have the people with the decorated amateur background, and they don't necessarily get on. So it's hard. it's really really
You have
hard.
fighters in America who's in the ring entertaining, but they don't have the same, what's it called? They don't have the same draw. You know, they entertaining and they value for money, but they still don't draw the amount of crowds. So there, I get what you mean, but there isn't a blueprint. You know, Floyd created a semi type of blueprint where he's kind of built a lot of his career on the Mexican fighters, the fact that he likes to go to countries and get the obviously people want to see him lose, and that's what it was. You know, a lot of people are gonna back their countrymen. That's what he done with Ricky Hatton. He done that with Oscar De La Hoya, Canelo, Pacquiao. You know, getting against the country, and then
Right.
obviously being able to build some form of buzz behind that. But that's still not sustainable, because let's say you're in a situation where, for example, Michael Hunter is in, where he isn't the cash cow in the division, or he
Hmm.
isn't the drawer in the division, or he isn't
Right.
able to get the fights, because that's the harder part. You know, trying to be active.
Yeah. Another. If I had a fighter, I was promoting a fighter in the U.S. I think the first thing I would do is really I would send them to the UK for a fight or two, build that fan base up.
But you
Um,
can say that, but then look at Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter fought Martin Bakoli, who's a UK based fighter. And Martin
mhm.
Bakoli was a prospect. I think Martin Bakoli was at 14-0 at the time. And he
Right.
was a B side. Michael Hunter was the B side in that fight, and he pulled off a knockout, and it still didn't work for him. He signed with a British promoter, and it still didn't work for him. So that didn't even work for Hunter. So there isn't something there is that, even though I feel like that makes sense because it has worked for some, that didn't work for Hunter, and I don't know why. I can't tell you why.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't know. You know, it's crazy. I would love to get Michael Hunter on the show just to really ask him that. Um, because that's a to me that's a fascinating
But
question for me.
the thing about Wilder, which is you would know, it took a while for Wilder to get a following in America as well. He didn't get a following straight away neither. You know, it took him maybe like 30 something fights before people actually started to take notice of him. You know, maybe up until maybe he won the just before the Bermane Stavern fight did he actually start getting noticed. But before that, he wasn't a household name in America neither.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, bro. Like it really is because he deserves to have a push. Like he deserves to have a push. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of these fighters need to take it upon themselves to actually do some self promoting. And I'm a fan of Michael Hunter, but I couldn't name on one hand how many times I've seen him on social media actually like chopping it up. You know what I'm saying? So I think it falls on the fighter somewhat, but regardless, he has the pedigree and he's been in. I like it's just some guys. I just think it may not be meant for them to have like a big name. Like take an Eris Landy Lara. Eris Landy Lara's been in with Canelo. He's been in with everybody. Like he's been in with everybody, and still, if you put him in the states. Let's say you put Eris Landy Lara in Philly. You probably couldn't give away the tickets and did a sellout. And
Yeah, I
I'm
get
not
you.
even being, I'm not even being disrespectful. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful. But that's just what it is. Some
I mean,
guys are just in their
if
lane.
if you look at someone, and this is one thing you can make build a comparison about is Alan Babbage. Alan Babbage has probably had 3 fights in the UK, maybe 4 fights in the UK, and he has built a cult following just off those 4 fights. He's not British, but he's built a cult following. Now the talent gap between him and Michael Hunter is day and night, but the
Yeah,
level of attraction that Babbage has been able to acquire is just ridiculous in comparison to Michael Hunter.
yeah. It's night and day. Um, that's another person I would want to get on the show too. Alan Babbage. He
Yeah.
seemed like one of them cool ass dudes you can go chill at the bar with and drink a beer or something and watch a fight. Like he seemed like one of those type of guys. But let me get in the comment section real quick. Matt Farina, what's going on, Matt? You seen
He
Matt
knew.
Farina before?
I'd never
Matt,
seen him before.
Matt, if you've been on here before, we do apologize, but your name looks new. If this is your first time on here, welcome to the show. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We going live on a regular basis, man, and this is probably the only channel where the subscribers can actually get on live on the show. So if you need a reason to subscribe, that'll be a reason. He said, "You think AB won?" Shane, you want to take that?
Of course not. Of course he didn't win. I mean, it's impossible for a fighter to win throwing that. And let's be honest, it's not even that I don't think he won. What's more important is I don't think the judges scored the fight. I think he won the fight before he went into the ring. The scorecard was unless AB got knocked out, there was no way AB was gonna lose that fight.
Right.
There was no way AB was gonna lose. All that he needed to do was look competitive in some rounds, not even all the rounds. Just look competitive in some rounds, and he was gonna win the fight. And that's exactly what happened. So discussing the result isn't even relevant because let's keep it real. What really like what's the point? What is the point of discussing the fight?
Right. I do want to run this question by you based off of that. I seen somebody, I don't know if it was on Instagram or it was a YouTube video, it was one of the two. They basically was saying that people are kind of picking and choosing their spots on when to use punch CompuBox, use punch stats. Um Basically they were saying like you can't look at the punch stats and automatically assume somebody uh, won or lost a fight.
But I can
But how
look
you
at
feel
the
about
judges' score. I can look at the judges' scorecard. And if a judge scorecard says 118, 110, 117, 111, and both judges scored AB winning the first round, when with my own eyes, I can clearly see that he got outworked in the first. Let's just look at the first round with my own eyes. I could
that?
clearly see. And when I watch the fight, remember, CompuBox stats doesn't come out after each round. It comes out
Because
after the fight.
of the fight, right?
So if I'm watching each round and I'm like, oh, that round looked like Santiago won, that I'm not looking at the punch stats. I'm just looking at the fight. And it's not even
Correct.
like I got anything against AB. It's just that
You got number
the
love
same
for AB.
yeah. AB is one of the most entertaining fighters outside of the ring, probably the most entertaining outside of Derek Chisora, in my opinion.
Thanks.
And in the Mikey Garcia fight, in the what was the fight after that? Jesse Vargas fight, in the Pacquiao fight, he didn't let his hands go. And this fight, he didn't let his hands go either. You know, he threw flurries, but he fought a Latino fighter who came to work and he came to protect that O. And I feel like it's unfortunate that he lost it.
Yeah. I guess just answering my own question. I don't look at CompuBox all the time. It's a flawed system, but it's not meant to be direct or specific. It's to give you an idea. For the people that don't know, CompuBox is basically somebody um, sitting ringside and basically pressing a button every time they think somebody land a shot, throw a shot, land a shot. And that's just what it is. And if a punch stat is like 25, 30, 35 punches,
Yeah,
then I'm like, all right, cool. I can work with that.
it was 200
AB,
punches.
he was doubled up in
It was more than double. It was
landed and
97
thrown.
to 230 something. That's
Yeah,
the difference between landed punches. That's got that CompuBox can't be that off. It can't be that off.
yeah, he threw 98. Broner, he landed 98 out of 338 punches. Santiago landed 207 out of 697. Um, hold on, let me see. And I don't think there was a round where Broner outlanded. You know what? Let me see.
Maybe round seven. Round seven was a good round for AB. That was one round that I thought AB won.
But he got outlanded in that round.
Seriously, I
Yeah.
thought that was the only round that he could have got close in, but maybe not.
Hold on. Now, you said the judges they gave AB round one.
Yeah, that's what I heard. They gave AB round one. They hit
Okay.
two rounds.
All right. All right. This just goes to show the judges they had them scorecards pre-done.
Two judges had him round one. That's what I saw.
So explain this to me. How do you give a guy a round and he doesn't land a punch?
Does he not land a punch in round one?
He threw 12 punches and didn't land any. Like I'm not even
Well,
joking. Go look. You can go look it up right now. Matter of fact, I can show you. So hold on. You can't see it
you
on my
can't
phone. I'll
see.
send it to you. I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. He,
You got a comment. You got a comment. A couple
I
from
got you.
Adrian.
I got you. Uh, Matt said at the minus 850 favorite. Who are you talking about?
I think that was AB.
That was Broner. Yeah, yeah.
Could you imagine if you put money on Santiago? You would be pissed right
You
now.
like Vlog still mad at Blunt still mad at Jackson Marinas and Rolly. He put money on Jackson Marinas. That's why he don't like Rolly to this day. Matt said, "What's up? Ain't nothing, man. Chilling." Adrian, what's going on, bro? Who would you
Is he
guys
new?
like? To me, he's not new. He's on Instagram. He's on
Oh, see.
Instagram. A big shout out to Adrian. He said, "Who would you guys like to see Otto Wallen fight next?" Shane, I'll let you get that first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to. I personally, I would want to see him against Ruiz. Ruiz is with Reynoso right now. It would be good to see how that Reynoso style is working, and it will be good target practice because Wallen is tall like the other champions. He's a mover like Fury. He tries to switch it up as well. Very good defensively. But the thing that's good about him is he don't crack. So you don't really have to worry about getting knocked out. You got 12 rounds to try and get this guy and knock him out. The reason why it's so entertaining for me is because they both expose each other's flaws. Because Andy Ruiz ain't quick with his feet, while Otto Wallen is quick with his feet. And Andy Ruiz is very good on the inside. Otto Wallen isn't the best inside fighter. So it basically comes down to can Andy Ruiz get on the inside and how successfully is he on the inside? And how good is Otto Wallen at keeping Andy Ruiz off him? Whoever wins that fight answers so many questions to me.
Man, give me Otto Wallen and Deontay Wilder. I'm gonna tell you why.
Go ahead.
All right. So people are still talking about Wilder, Fury, and all that other nonsense. I'm a firm belief that Wilder's not getting another opportunity with Fury. I don't think it's gonna happen. Um, but they're both gonna still use each other's name to keep their name relevant.
Yep.
That's just what it is, whether it's them directly or their fan bases. Um, Wilder needs to come back, period, whether it's against Fury or not. What better opponent than Otto Wallen?
Who's
Simply
given Fury the hardest time in recent times, anyway.
right. So he just beat Brazil. He just beat Brazil. Deontay Wilder fought Brazil. He gave Tyson Fury hell. Actually, to be honest with you, he fought Tyson Fury better than Wilder did in
Yeah.
both fights. Even with the knockdowns, like overall, Wilder fought better than Wilder did in both of those Tyson Fury fights. So that's the only person he can fight that has a connection to Fury directly.
Yeah.
So he can get a fight that he can win, and then on
Yeah,
top of that, his name is still there.
you don't have to worry about getting knocked out neither.
He don't
He
have to
can
worry
build his
about getting
confidence
knocked out.
like that.
Yeah, he don't have to worry about getting knocked out because when you get knocked out, you don't want your next fight to be against a puncher.
Yeah. And
That fight checks all the boxes for me.
the
Checks all the
biggest thing
boxes.
about that is if Deontay Wilder has made improvements, you will find out in the Wallen fight. because Wallen is everything that Tyson Fury is. Not everything, but he has a lot of similarities in
Some
terms
of the
of the foot
attributes.
movement, the attributes, the long range boxing. So if Wilder looks sloppy in that fight, we know that he hasn't really made much improvements. But if he goes out there and ices Otto Wallen and he does it in clean fashion, a lot of people be looking at it like, wow, he done it in better fashion than Fury did, and he was able to deal with the movement, deal with the dimensions, deal with the height, deal with the long range, herky jerky type fighting that Otto Wallen tries to do as well. So, and they're both with PBC, so it shouldn't be a hard fight to me.
Yeah. First of all, it was a huge victory by Otto Wallen against Dominic Brazil. No matter where you had Dominic Brazil ranked, you get a victory over Dominic Brazil. That's a solid W. That's a solid W for sure. And the thing about Otto Wallen, the one thing I like about him, and you don't see this much out of heavyweights, is he counterpunches like a light heavy. He counterpunches like a light heavy. He's very sharp when it comes down to countering. And that's something that would make that Wilder fight intriguing because there's not a lot of guys that's willing to make Wilder pay the price for what he throws. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, Ortiz tried to, but the problem with Ortiz was he's just so old. So he just couldn't sustain any attacks. That's his problem. He just couldn't sustain any attacks. For someone who is so technically gifted, you just wanted to see a bit more athleticism, especially in the first fight when he had him hurt. I give Wilder credit for being so like his toughness in that fight, but you just wanted to see him a bit more. What's the word? A bit more aggressive.
Athletic.
Yeah, athletic.
Yeah, but the thing is, Luis Ortiz is probably one of the most overhyped heavyweights I've ever seen in my life. Like, I mean, people slapped this boogie. They were slapping this boogeyman, title to his name, and I'm like, yo, his biggest victory was Brian Jennings. His biggest victory was Brian Jennings. And before that, before Brian Jennings, I can't tell you who his best win is. That's how bad the resume is.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, so I'm like, he has like this cult following, and it's like, and it's no disrespect. Like, we don't disrespect anybody. But I guess people be like, oh well, he's a boogeyman because he don't have a resume like that because nobody wants to get in the ring with him. I'm like, y'all let him get away with that, but if I mention Andrade, y'all are, y'all are rake him
Oh,
over the
Devin
coals.
Haney.
Or Devin Haney, like that same opinion don't apply. You know what I'm saying? So I call them boogeymen too.
What else? I mean, while we're on the heavyweight, we might as well get to Junior Farr and what's it called? Junior Farr and Joseph Parker. I mean, that fight is one I'm looking forward to. I'm not looking forward to it because I think it's going to be entertaining, but I'm looking forward to it in terms of the result. What do you think about that fight?
What fight? I'm sorry.
Junior Farr and Joseph Parker.
Gun in my head, Parker decision, but I don't know. Man, Joseph Parker be on some lovey-dovey type shit, man. He has major talent, major physical talent, man, but he got no pit bull in him. Like,
Yeah.
no pit bull. Like, he remind me of somebody that, like, he played a piano. Like, he do wine tasting and shit like that. Like, like, man, like, I don't like calling people soft.
I'm gonna keep that.
Like,
He said he do wine tasting.
yeah, like he have his little plate of cheese next to the wine and shit. Yeah, man. Joseph Parker my nerves, man. Like but he's so skilled, man. Like he's so
Yeah.
skilled. We laughing about it because it pisses me off, man. Like it really pisses me off, man. Like it's crazy with Joseph Parker. Like if he had an ounce of dog in him, like
He'll
if
be a
he
problem.
had
This is the thing. I was saying this to people when they were talking about Joseph Parker versus Deontay Wilder. I said, technically and athletically, he would do much better than AJ. Of technical and athletic ability, Parker would do better than AJ. But he ain't got no heart. He ain't got no dog, no nothing. So that's my problem. He just doesn't have any. There's no fight to him. There's just no fight to him. He's just a little. He's just no. He's just not a fighter. He just certain people are born. They say fighters are born, not made. And he's just one of those people who they realized they had good athletic ability and they realized they had the talent for it, but they just wasn't born. They wasn't born with that fight in him. And I remember his trainer was saying how Joseph Parker has never had a fight outside of a ring before. And I'm like, if you've never had a fight outside of the ring, how do you know that? You know, most people say, oh, they got into boxing because they were good fighters outside of the ring, or they used to get in a lot of fights outside, or their dad had them on the pads from early or whatever. But with Joseph Parker, it's like he's just, you know, when you got good attributes, you just say, you know what, I might as well do that as a job. That's what it seems like to me. He just looks like a guy who's just, he realized he had a certain level of attributes, so he just fell into the job, you know.
Yo, Joseph Parker looked like one of them dudes that go to the opera and shit, yo. Like,
yeah, literally. Like, I even see this
see-
guy with the suits on and stuff like that at the press conferences. This guy's wearing those tight 3-piece suits and stuff like that, with the ties and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
This
tailor
guy should
made
be wearing a top hat,
suits.
bro.
Yeah, man. Like you could put him on a Monopoly box, man. Like it's crazy. Yo, but the thing that's crazy though, we kind of cracking jokes on Joseph Parker, but he's that skilled to the point to where we're cracking jokes about him, and we still think he's gonna win the fight. That's how talented we think he is, man. But if he had an on switch, oh my goodness.
I mean, he's still got a decent resume. Like you look at it, he's beaten.
His resume solid.
He beat Andy Ruiz. He beat Carlos Takam. I mean, if he beats Junior Farr, that'll be a good win. He beat Hughie Fury. He had a good close. Well, he had a close fight with Dylan White. Close fight with AJ. You know, so he's got good names on his resume.
He got good name. I just think he don't have an on
and he's
switch.
Still young. I feel like he's like, was he 29, 28?
29, yeah. He still has. It's crazy. Like I think I almost feel like somebody got to tell him, like, his opponent was talking about his mom or something before the fight started. Like,
literally, or
I mean, like you got to say
wife or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, somebody was, he was trying to screw his wife or something, like just to get him pissed off. Like I just want to see Joseph Parker just go in the fight against, who was it? Shondell
Winters.
Shondell Winters. Yo, that's the most dog I've seen in Joseph Parker in his career, and that's bad.
Yeah.
That's bad.
He still took him 5, and Babbage took him out in 2, or was it 1?
He had him hurt in 1, and I think he took him out in 2. But let me get to the comments. Adrian said, yeah, followed the channel for a while. First time catching a live stream. We appreciate that, bro. Hopefully you enjoying the live.
Today's quite empty in the comments, to be honest. I don't know.
It's a little laid back today, which is okay. We going on multiple times a week. You're gonna have that. But as far as the Joseph Parker and Junior 5 fight, I mean, Joseph Parker, if he gets like a spectacular victory, like just hypothetically, that puts him right in the mix. Right in the mix.
Who? I mean, while we're on it and while we have the time, we're not really getting pressed by the comments.
Right.
What would be your ideal? Let's say he gets a brilliant stoppage. What would be your ideal opponent for Joseph Parker? Name your top 5 opponents that you'd want to see him in, and realistic opponents, not like AJ or
Top
Fury or
five.
Wilder.
Okay. Top five, I would say Otto Wallin will be a good fight. Otto Wallin will be a good fight. Um, I know it's not realistic, but I'm gonna throw it in there anyway. My personal fave, uh, Joseph Parker, Allen Babbage would be. Oh my god. Oh, that would be great. Like I mean, like Pitbull versus the Gazelle. Like that's that type thing. Like you know what I'm saying. Um, Third, I would say I would love to see him and Povetkin go at it.
That would be a good fight.
That's a good scrap. That's a good
Well, but
scrap.
what do you think about him versus? I just said the guy's name and I can't remember. Derek Chisora.
That's a good fight. And Hrgovic.
Hrgovic would be a good fight. I'd actually want to see him fight. Um, I want to see him fight one of the young dogs like Joe Joyce or Tony Yoka or one of those guys, because maybe
Him and
I
Yoka a
just
good fight.
Tony Yoka will be a good fight. It'll be
That's
a
right
good
up his
fight.
alley too.
Yeah.
Tony Yoka, he go to the opera too. He do
I'm
wine tasting too.
Yeah, so one of those guys, one of those young guys. I mean, I mean, who else? I mean, I wouldn't want to see a rematch with him and Dylan White. Yes, I mean, what about him versus Charles Martin? Or
Charles
I
Martin,
got a
that's a
name for
good
you,
fight.
Adam Karnacki.
That's a good fight. That's vlogs boy too. He I hope he don't take this rematch though. I don't like that rematch for Kyle Nagy.
Well, him versus. What about Parker versus Hellenius?
That's a good fight too. I don't want Adam Kopnatski to fight Hellenius. Like that's a bad style matchup for him. I wish Vlog was on here so he can defend this
Oh,
guy.
Yazer said a good one as well. He said Hunter and Usyk.
Yeah, I'm about to get to him right now. Yes, sir. What's going on, bro? Said Hunter, Usyk. It's a good fight. Jordan Ciampini. This is your second
So
time on here. I remember
yeah,
the first time.
I remember
I
him the
remember
first
him
time.
on here. Appreciate you, bro. He said you UK guys need to answer some Fury questions.
What? Put some
Look,
questions in the comments.
yeah, post the questions in the comments. I'm not from the UK, but I feel like I'm authorized to answer. Um, I might defend a UK person more than Shane do, and Shane from the
Fact,
UK.
facts.
That's a fact. You
We
know what
were
I'm saying?
doing that last week. He was defending Josh Kelly, and I was throwing him under the bus.
Yeah, I was trying to defend Josh Kelly and
While we're at it, what do you think will happen if Junior Fall wins? Let's just entertain the possibility of, because Junior Fall doesn't have a great knockout ratio, so we know we ain't knocking Parker out. But let's just say they give it to him on the cards. What do you think's next for him?
to be honest with you, with Junior Five, if he gets a Joseph Parker win, he needs to get the biggest name he possibly can. He need to get the biggest name he possibly can.
What
It
do you
don't
mean, like
matter
a
who it
cash
is.
out fight or something like that?
Not even a cash out fight, but he would be in a weird position of beating a guy as credible as Joseph Parker, but then he's still an unknown name. So it depends on how he beats Joseph Parker. Like if he sparks him out, that's something like now we talking something different. But if we talking like a close decision
Points
and all of
decision.
that, points decision, something like that, he might have to fight somebody like an Allen Babbage to get his name up. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Still.
I mean, I would, if he did win, I would personally, I would still stay on that side of the boat and try fight like someone like a Lucas Brown, someone someone who the
That's a good
world
fight.
knows, but
That's a good fight.
it's not really a risk. You know, you can get when you're fighting, you just come off a big win. You want to like the reason why Alan Babbich's name's even spoken about between me and you is because he's so active. You know, he fought like 4 times within like 8 months or something like that. And if
Yeah,
I'm Junior Farr during the pandemic, you know, you're not gonna get an AJ Wilder. You're not even gonna get the second tier guys like
you getting
you've
the
seen.
third tier guys.
Yeah, so to me, to get your name in that bracket, you gotta be active. So if you
Yeah,
can get a guy like Lucas Brown, who you can get at short notice, you can get a guy like who else is there? Johan Duopa. Who else is there?
good name. Good name. Yeah, yeah,
Who else is out there? Marius Wack, Hughie
yeah.
Fury, those guys there.
The heavyweights can, to be
David
honest,
Price.
outside of the top 10, you can probably name about a good 25 names. A
Yeah,
good
yeah,
25.
definitely.
Heavyweight is the deepest division in boxing. I mean, I could literally name about 30 to 40 heavyweights, and they're not bums. You know what I'm saying? Um, Let me get these comments real quick. Jordan said Fury came out saying the AJ fight has a year and 6 months and nothing. Might have to retype that one because I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
know
know what you mean by
exactly.
that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what you're trying to say. Are you trying to say they're going back and forth on when the fight is going to be? Retype that for me. Make that a little bit more
I
clear.
think he means the fight was supposed to happen within a year and 6 months, and nothing has
Okay.
happened so far. I'm
Okay.
not sure. Retype it.
Yeah,
Retype it.
I'm almost sure that's what he means too. But just let us know if we're correct in terms of how we're reading that. Big shout out to New Boxing Wave Media. Give me like 15 minutes and I'll jump on the live with y'all. Got you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know if you want me to send it to send a link to your phone. Jordan, I think Parker will get him. Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think
Junior,
he will stop him though. I don't think he will stop him.
yeah,
I don't
I
think
don't.
Parker's aggressive enough.
To be honest with you, I need the odds on it going to full 12. I put my
Yeah, I
check
need to.
on
That's a
that.
good. I need to check that. I actually need to check that
I need to put some bread on that because
because if it's like I don't know how you guys do it in America, but if it's like a 3-1 on Joseph Parker going the distance and Joseph Parker winning on points, I'll put 100 on that.
yeah, I would definitely put some I definitely put some bread on that, like for sure. Like Joseph Parker probably get his shoes shined, yo. Like Joseph Parker, man. I
You
need
know
him.
what? Now you say that, yeah. Joseph Parker looks like them guys in the movies when you go through the hotel and you see those rich guys and, and you see
He
the
look
guy
like
in
a
the hotel
bellhop.
that's
He look like a bellhop. Yo, he said Joseph Parker look like a bellhop. Yo,
those
you
guys are
out of
just
control
carry
for
empty
that.
bags. And because he's fast, he'll do it quickly. He'll bring it to your room quickly.
He said, "Send it to my phone." All right, I got you, bro. Yo, but
He
yeah,
said, yeah, exactly. So I'm assuming he
okay,
means that
that's what he means. Yeah,
he
that's what he.
means the fight was supposed to happen within a year and 6 months and nothing. Well, you got to understand that there was a pandemic, so that would have stopped it. And also, in wait 1 second.
I got
Oh
you.
yeah.
Parker
Also,
outboxed Ruiz to a decision.
yeah, well, I'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that in a second. Go ahead, bro.
But yeah, and also when you look at the dynamics of the situation, that fight probably sells more in UK than in America. Am I right by saying that?
True.
And this is what I was saying to those guys the other day. When you were saying AJ versus Fury is a smaller fight than Wilder versus Fury, the reason why I have to disagree with that is because a lot of money is generated also by the gate, and nobody sells a higher gate than AJ. Wilder
Yeah,
isn't getting 20,000 traveling fans.
yeah. It
AJ's
depends
getting
on
20,000 traveling fans. So because of that, they have to find a site that's allowing fans in the stadium. If you got a fight that's worth 300, 400 million, you're not gonna sell it for just 100 million because you're in a pandemic. You're gonna wait until you can strike while the iron's hot. And right now it's cold, so that's probably why the fight hasn't happened already. I do not think Fury's ducking that fight at all, or AJ, because that fight makes too much money. That fight makes way too much money. And Fury just fought Wilder, so why would Fury be scared to fight AJ? And Fury's not knocking AJ out. Well, if he is, he's not an explosive puncher, so AJ doesn't have really anything to be worried about. I would have more said that AJ would have been ducking Wilder than AJ ducking Fury. Not saying he is, but I'm saying I would have more entertained that than him ducking Fury. It wouldn't make sense. It makes too much money.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, neither one of them have to fight anybody else for the rest of their career if they don't want to. They can literally fight. They can literally sign up for a trilogy.
Facts.
They can literally sign up for a trilogy. Put one in the UK and the other two in Saudi Arabia, and they don't have to fight nobody else for the rest of their career. They can just retire if they wanted to be. If it was really about that, like, you know what I'm saying? Because to be honest with you, all for this reason alone, I'm like, AJ's not ducking Fury, or Fury's not ducking AJ. Wilder's more dangerous than AJ.
Yeah, facts.
He's more dangerous than AJ. So
Wilder's more dangerous than Fury.
Wilder's more dangerous than Fury. Like,
not saying he's a better fighter.
Not saying he's a better fighter. He's just more dangerous. He's more dangerous. Anybody that got Wilder has a top 5 all-time right hand. Top 5 all-time. I mean, in terms of street power, top 5 all-time. Like, there's not 5 guys that got a more powerful right hand than him. You want to get to this one real quick? Parker outboxed Ruiz to a decision.
Yeah, Parker. In my opinion, I thought Parker won that fight, but some people say Ruiz won, and I'm not. I understand why they say Ruiz won, because he put the pressure on the whole fight, and he did win a lot of rounds. And obviously, with it being in New Zealand, there was obviously a bias. But in my personal opinion, I thought Parker landed a lot of shots, and I felt like a lot of the stuff that Ruiz was throwing was missing and was getting blocked.
Yeah, and I feel like
and Ruiz took rounds off in that fight as well.
He took a lot of rounds off. And even the rounds where he was working, he was really only working for like 45 seconds to a minute. So he lost. I think Ruiz lost that fight more so than Joseph Parker actually winning it. Joseph Parker didn't have to do a lot. 1-2 and some movement. He was good. You know, he was good.
That's what made me so confident that AJ was going to beat Ruiz in the second fight, was the fact that I just...
You know what, bro? I had somebody argue with me, right? And they had a problem with how AJ fought the second fight. They had a problem with how they fought the second fight. And I was just like, yo, like, it's when you get into like these message groups and stuff like that, like on Facebook and all that, like, it's some real extremists out there. Like, when it comes down to boxing, man, like, it's really crazy. You really got to recognize who you're trying to hold a boxing conversation with. He was so pissed off that AJ boxed. He was just like, yo, he's supposed to be a warrior. He's supposed to take it from the champion and second and third. And I'm like, listen, man. I was just like, which one do you want? I'm like, now, AJ fought stupid in the first fight. He got him knocked out. He learned his lesson, and he boxed in the second fight. I'm like, a person that purposely makes the same mistake twice is a fool. So I'm like, you're basically saying, like, you want the man to be a fool for your entertainment. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like,
doesn't make sense.
It don't make sense. It don't make sense at all. But Jordan said, I agree with that. Seeing huge soccer stadiums packed makes me a believer. AJ sells, but I think Fury is realizing the UK is not its friend. Let me get at that real quick because I see your eyes squinting, so I know you probably got some UK perspective with that. But let me get at that real quick. Um, Fury don't have too many friends. Period. Like, let me get that out of the way. He don't have too many friends. Period. Um, from Wilder's End, he don't have too many friends. AJ fans, he don't have too many friends. Like he's like Fury is public enemy number one. Like, let's get that clear. So he don't have many friends at all. When it comes down to that fight being staged in the UK, yes, soccer stadium, whatever the case may be, whatever the biggest venue they can find, they're gonna do it. And it's gonna make stupid money. In the UK, it's gonna make stupid money. But that's why you sign a 2-fight deal off the rip. You do one in the UK, you do one in, Saudi Arabia, and you're gonna make so much money. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna make so much money. It's the little small stuff is not even gonna matter. You know what I mean? But go ahead, you want to respond to that, Shane?
No, I was just responding to the last part where Fury is realizing the UK is not his friend. I don't really feel like that's necessary. You don't. If the UK doesn't need to be his friend, I'll keep it real with you. The general consensus is Fury is the best fighter best fighter in the world in England. Most people will say Tyson Fury is the best fighter in the world, and the reason why is not because of what he done against Wilder, but what AJ done against Ruiz. When AJ lost to Ruiz, so many fans, I'm talking about casuals, so many fans thought AJ was a bum because they don't know boxing. They just seen this fat guy beat AJ and they're thinking,
Right.
this guy is a bum. And so many people, one thing, Britain will support any fighter, whether they win, lose, or draw, but they won't believe in every fighter. Like Frank Bruno, for example. They loved Frank Bruno, but he was a loser. Whereas Lennox Lewis, he didn't get the same cult following as Frank Bruno, but Lennox Lewis was a winner. And that's what you're seeing. A lot of people still love AJ. And not saying AJ is a loser, because he's not a loser, but a lot of people still love AJ. Whereas people know or people believe that Fury is the better fighter, but they still love AJ. You see my point? There's this
Right.
sense of loyalty in British fighters, fight fans, and in any fans whatsoever. When you pick a guy that you like, you stick with him regardless through everything, and that's what you're seeing. People have casted Fury negatively, and even though let's say Fury wins, they will still prefer AJ. Even if AJ got knocked out by Fury, people will still probably prefer AJ just because it doesn't matter about winning and losing in England. It's just about the fanfare. And it's the same thing that happened with Lennox Lewis and Frank Bruno.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We got my boy Bruce Goals in the building. Bruce Goals, what's going on with your player? Jordan said 80 million contract. He got some friends. No, that's his business people that see that they gonna make some money off of that. That's what that is. My
For
bro,
sure.
DT3, the boom man, DT3. What's going on, man? One of my favorite people on YouTube, man. Big shout out to DT3. Jay Banks, what's going on, baby? All right, let's see. AB was the most lackluster boxing event. Let me get at that real quick. Um,
So
Actually,
one second.
go ahead.
DT3, I saw your comment. I'm gonna get to that in a second. But go on.
Okay. Um, yeah, but AB was lackluster. I like Robert Easter's performance. I think Otto Wallen did a good job. And AB was just
I thought
you
Santiago
know,
done a good job as well.
Santiago did a good job. Santiago came in there to fight, and listen, he looked bigger than Broner. Did he not look bigger than Broner?
Aesthetically, definitely. I thought Broner just looked a bit. He looked like he overtrained. I don't know. Maybe I'm
Well,
wrong. Like
yeah, he
she
did
spread it all the
overtrain.
way down.
He was in fat camp. I mean, he had to have been like 190. He had to have been like 190 pounds, like if not more than that. So he was in fat camp for months, and to me, he just looked old. Like he looked old to me. Um they're going to have to think about cashing out AB. And I hate saying that, but they're going to have to think about cashing out AB. And I'm not talking about putting him up against Regis Prograis. Like I ain't talking about that. Like that's not a big enough fight. I'm talking like throw him to either Spence, Crawford, or Thurman.
Bro, I'll keep it real. I think he should fight YouTubers. I'll keep it real. I actually feel like, and this, as a hardcore, I'm so sad to say this, but I actually feel like, could you imagine how big a fight would be between him and Jake Paul? How big a fight would be between him and Jake Paul?
You know the thing that's funny? Jake Paul will have a shot in that fight, and I'm not even being funny. I'm not even trying to be funny, yo. I'm not. You see, I ain't even smiling. Like I'm dead serious. Like
Yes,
okay, I try to keep a straight face. But the thing is, though, the one thing
I
about
believe
Jake Paul,
you. I actually
the one
believe
thing
you.
about Jake Paul, though, bro, the thing about Jake Paul is you could tell he take the sport serious, no matter how much. No matter how much people try to clown him and things like that, you could tell he's really into the sport and he's really like training. Like he's really, he's really, really training. You know what I'm saying? Let me get these comments because said one
So,
loss, you a bum.
so
Um,
what I was trying to say about the AJ situation was, in Britain, a lot of people thought after AJ lost, they don't watch, but like a lot of people, not everybody's a hardcore fan. All they saw was this fat man beat AJ. So they thought after the loss, he's a bum. Like not the hardcores, just casuals. They thought after one loss, he's a bum. Does that make sense? Like they
yeah.
don't know who Andy Ruiz is. They just saw a fat man and they just saw AJ lose to a fat man. That's what they saw. So that's why they thought that. I'm not saying I thought that. I'm just saying that's what
Yeah. A lot of people felt that way. Yeah. Hold on. Let me introduce my bro, and I'm gonna run through these comments real quick. We got New Wave Boxing Media in
What's up,
the
y'all?
building. What's going on, bro?
my
My
favorite
bad.
guest on the channel. My
Yeah.
favorite.
What's good, y'all? I'm
Ain't
in,
nothing.
I'm in the building.
Yo,
My
you
bad.
got some feedback in the background, player?
Do I?
You on the laptop?
No, what you do is when you're speaking, or when you're speaking, there's feedback on his side. So just put him on mute when you're speaking.
Okay. All right, I got you. All right. New Wave, I'm gonna be with you in just a moment, bro. All right, hold on. Let me run through these comments real quick. Where was I? Oh yeah, DT3 one loss and you a bum. A lot of people think that. Jay Banks, Bruce Goals, the Brits love old Henry Cooper, even though he lost to Ali twice. That's true. That's true. 100% true. Jay Banks, he ain't take it to AB. To my Santiago, he definitely took it to AB through 700 shots. Definitely took it to AB. Jordan, AB sparked him, and dude got a point deducted. People hating too much. Oh, whoa, hold on. I'm gonna let him get at that first, Shane, and then you go. Hold on. Yo, bro. Do
Talking
you
to me?
see that? Yes. Do you see that comment?
Are we talking about the AB comment?
Yeah. You want to get at that?
Man, listen, when I watched the fight, yeah, I can kind of side with the point deduction, and that pretty much may have cost him, but AB looked like AB, man. Boring as fuck. That's what that shit was. I just wasn't impressed. I was less even impressed by the fight before that. What's the guy name?
Oh,
His
Otto
buddy.
Wallen
No,
in
I was
Brazil.
impressed by Wallen, man.
You
I
talking
really
about
was.
Easter? You talking about Easter?
Easter. The guy he fought, man, it looked like he shouldn't even belong in the ring. Like he just wasn't there for that. He wasn't ready for that moment, man. So that was just pretty much a pushover fight for him. So I wasn't impressed with that. Otto Wallen, I was definitely impressed with. Now, when I was listening, I was talking about the heavyweight division. Now, to me, there's only three guys at the top tier of the heavyweight division. The rest of them are just, maybe Andy maybe trying to sneak in there or
Usyk.
Ruiz. But like it's only 3 people. It's Joshua, Fury. As much as I don't like Fury, he's up there. He's the top tier in Deontay. That's pretty much it, man.
Can I ask you a question?
I wanted to reply to something that you had said, Drake. You said the heavyweight division is the leading division. I don't believe that.
He said the deepest.
I said the deepest. I said the deepest.
Think so. I don't know.
You don't think so?
Can you go 30 deep in any other weight class? 30 deep in any other weight class.
Heavyweight is like 30 deep, bro.
Man, I don't even know.
I'm not saying the best. I'm not saying the best. I'm not saying the best. But there's like
heavyweight ain't even in my top 3.
I don't know too many people. I don't.
Well, heavyweight's not even in my top 3, bro. Like heavyweight's not even in my top 3.
Right.
But when I say like second and third tier guys, it's like 25 to 30 of them, bro.
Man, that could be any division. To be honest with you, a lot of divisions, these guys, some of them are just pushovers, man. I focus on the top tier. I try not to forget about.
Can I ask you a question? Go
ahead.
You said you see the top 3 be, and this you're entitled to your opinion. You said the top 3 being AJ Wilder and Fury. That's fair. I agree with that as well. But you don't feel like Usyk is basically not on the cusp of that.
I have to see more with him from in the heavyweight division. Now I haven't seen enough. Now let me see him up against one of the top tier guys. Let him fight Andy Ruiz or King Kong.
Luis Ortiz.
Yeah. Let me see him fight those guys that can really put something on his chin to see how long he's gonna run, because he gasses out towards the end of the fight. That's what a lot of heavyweights do, and they gas out. I don't know how long he can keep that stamina up, moving around the ring for a big man like that. Now, like I said, I just have to see more of him. Right now, he's not even in my top 10 right now. No.
Hey, Shane, you wanna get at this AB comment real quick, or you done with it?
My bad. I didn't mean to get off topic.
No, you good. You good.
To keep it real, I don't even need to entertain that because AB lost the fight, in my opinion, and that's
listen.
That point deduction did help him, I believe, though. I can agree with that somewhat. Yeah.
Damn that. I'm going to entertain. I'm going to entertain this shit. Jordan, I'm going to entertain you today. Listen.
Well, you got a hella comments coming your way, by the way. So
that's fine. That's cool. Listen, Adrian Broner landed 98 punches out of 338. Santiago landed 207 punches out of 697. AB ain't sparked shit. Only thing AB sparked was the press conference afterwards. That's the only thing he sparked.
Because he ain't won in 4 years.
Yeah. So
they trying to line him up for another fight. They trying to make him a little bigger, but the guy he fought, he tried to use the game plan. Everybody tries to use game against Adrian Broner is outwork him, outthrow him, and it didn't work.
It did though. Yeah. He just said the judges was crazy. Hold on. I don't think Shane. I don't think he was in the live when I said this. 2 of the 3 judges gave Adrian Broner round 1. Let me tell you his punch stats. He threw 12 punches, landed 0. How do you give a guy a round?
I can agree, but you don't. But the thing about it, I try to give these judges, which they don't deserve no leeway, is it's all about what they see on the side of that ring. But you don't know, man. That fight, I believe he lost.
Bro, I'm with you.
I'm
with you, bro. If me and you fighting in the street, I come to West Philly, we fighting in the street.
You don't throw a punch.
I don't land a shot on you. Like he got me by like good 3-4 inches. So if I don't hit him with a shot, there's no way people gonna be like, yo, Jeff won that fight against him, boy. Like
Jeff sparked him.
I sparked him.
I don't get it either.
A shot. They just ain't landing a shot. Like
that type of stuff turns me off from boxing. That type of shit right there, when you get them bag decisions and shit that you know that's just wrong, blatantly wrong. They still try to pull the same. It's just
bro. The thing that's crazy. I have more of a problem with round 1 than the overall decision. How do you give a person a round and they didn't land a punch? Like
Was this all the judges? Because I didn't even look at the card.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 judges gave him round one. I'm like, yo, I never seen anybody win a round just off of feints.
Yeah.
Like, he won a round off of feints. Like, I'm like, that's crazy. Let me jump in these comments real quick. DT3, AJ lose. He's a bum. Wilder lose. He's gonna make a comeback. All that shit. I can't stand that narrative. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like the narrative neither. Because I'm like, a loss doesn't define a fighter. It's really it actually makes for a better story. You know what I'm saying? It makes for a better story. Somebody coming back, you know what I'm saying, from a loss, like that's the ultimate story that people like to hear. So when AJ lost, I'm like, okay, did he have an immediate rematch clause? Answer was yes. I was like, okay, we're gonna see how he bounced back. But the thing about AJ that I like, yo, is AJ actually AJ responded on some grown man shit. He was just like, yo, all credit to Andy Ruiz. I lost. I gotta come back and I gotta come back and get that. No excuses, no nothing. He was like, I gotta come back and get that. So
his camp, bro, was flooded with fighters. He had everybody in that camp. Yeah, he had Joyce in the camp, Chisora in the camp, Tabiti in the camp, Bryant Jennings in the camp. He threw everybody out in that camp.
Yeah, and the thing is, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see Wilder get to. Because I'm like, I fuck with Wilder. Shane, you fuck with Wilder. New Wave, you fuck with Wilder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody fucks with Wilder, and it's at a point where, like, I just want to see Wilder get back to business. Like that's where I'm at. Like, I'm kind of past everything that happened. Like, it's been a year. Like, the anniversary was what, yesterday or something like that? It was like a 1-year anniversary, something like that.
It's been a year. I know that.
Yeah, it's been a year. So I'm like, I'm just ready for Wilder to get back to business and go through the process of reclaiming his spot. Because regardless of what people think, he lost his spot. He has to go through the process to get his spot back. So me personally, I'm like, whether it's Fury next or somebody else next, I just want to see. I would take a Wilder video in the gym over any other talk with Wilder right now. If he was in there just hitting the bag or something, I would be happy with that shit.
Let me say something to that comment now. When it comes to Wilder, when you was talking about Wilder, you gotta understand the man Wilder is. He's not even looking for nothing else besides this Fury fight right now. And you can't really blame him for that. I mean, but for him to say he should just move on and just forget about what happened, that's a hard pill for that man to swallow.
I get that, but he's got to fire someone in his team. He has to fire. To me, he has to fire someone in his team because they dropped the ball, letting that contract run out. I
think if he fights someone else, he's never going to get to fight Fury again, man.
He needs to fire someone in his team. I don't know who dropped the ball. That's what I didn't say. Fight. I mean fire.
Yeah. Let me ask you this, bro.
Oh well, I already know. I say JG's the one that he like. If you're gonna blame somebody, the guy that's supposed to be checking and have your back is JG's, man. If something happened with them gloves, he should have known. If he didn't know, he should be fired. That's your job.
Shane, did I not drop a whole video saying how does JD still have a job?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, like that's the one question that.
Bro, you got 12 comments right now, you know.
Hey, let me get to him real quick. DT3, AB2 gunshot for me now. Yeah, he's turned
into a complete counter puncher. He doesn't want to engage. He wants you to throw a shot so he can make you miss or make you pay. That's not going to work all the time. He trying to too much Mayweather in him.
And the thing with AB has not worked on his punch variety his whole career. Like I can literally sit and tell you exactly what AB gonna do. AB gonna sit left hook. Left hook. Throw a jab. As soon as the guy come forward, slapping left hook. And he try to get out the way.
I think if he really tried going to the body more, maybe that stabbing jab right through the solar plex. If he add that to his game, it would open up a lot more for him.
Bro, the thing that's crazy,
it is AB, man.
He's excellent to the body.
Yeah,
he is
he can, but he's too shy to try to throw that first shot, man. Like he don't want that.
He don't you know, he remind me of, yo, like it's that chick be like, yo, tonight's the night. Like it's going down. It's going down tonight's the night.
I fell asleep on you, my bad. We all had that.
That's AB. That's AB. Let me keep it moving. He said Jake really trained. Oh yeah, Jake Paul really trains. Like he's training with like Jalen Love, training with Anthony Durrell. They said he was selling his house to actually move to Florida so he can actually be closer to camp. I respect that. Like, I respect
and
that.
he actually can box. Like, even else he's not amazing, he actually can box.
He can box. And I'm like, people need to pay more attention to the passion that he has, which people are not going to pay attention to that.
That's his own fault, though. He built that for himself.
But he can be. Now you say that, if he goes and lets his hands go, he can be AB. I'm not even gonna lie. If he just throws,
we putting that out there, man. Jake Paul and AB, man. We need that. Jake, I guarantee you, Jake Paul gonna throw about 1,000 punches in that fight. I'll tell you that much. Hold on, let me get to DC3. He said I was telling people that before he fought Nate.
Yeah, Nate didn't take it serious, man. Like,
yeah,
I'm over that, man. That was just a show.
Second sons always are the best. I'm so behind in the comments, man. You had to tell me who you're talking about. He said,
I'm not talking about Big Paul brothers. I don't know.
Maybe. He said, I'm not excusing his performance, but he won that.
I'm lost on it. Come up.
Wait a minute. He said, I'm not excusing his performance, but he won that. And I know he's talking about Broner. Jordan, I'm just gonna ask you this one question, and I'm not gonna respond if you give me an answer. What rounds did you get? Because I got the punch stats right here. I'm ready
so
for it.
AB at the most should have got a draw, because that last round, that round 12, which I thought he should have won. If he needed to win that fight, he should have won that 12th round. He got obliterated in that last round. That guy punches, man. I don't even think AB threw but like 3 punches and talking about
that reminded me of a prime Arturo Gatti in that last round. That guy was
he was just
so
going
much punches.
Yeah, he wanted it more, man. Like, I'm sorry.
I gave Broner 4 rounds. You know I love AB. I gave AB 4 rounds. I gave him 4 rounds, man. I just find it hard.
I thought he was going to at least hurt this guy, man. He didn't really.
Hey, bro, Jeff picked him to win by stoppage.
I picked him to win by stoppage. I thought he was going to come out there. I thought the dude was just going to be small, but dude looked bigger than
he was bigger than I expected. Yeah, he definitely was. He definitely was.
Hold on. Jay Banks said ineffective love taps. Absolutely. He said, hell no, G5. I don't know who you talking about. Oh, I hope he's talking about this Jake Paul thing. Oh, he said the lightweight division is deep.
Can you go 30 deep in the lightweight division?
30 deep though, DT3. Hold on. When we say a deep division, what we're saying is the guys that we're naming are incredible guys. Like they're either B or C level.
Like it's not even deep in terms of high level fighters, because I feel like the 122 and light heavyweights both deeper than those divisions. But I just feel like in terms of just me knowing fighters, I can't go and I know every division. I can name you every champion from heavyweight all the way down to minimum weight, WBC all the way down to WBO. I can name you every champion. But I can't name you 40 in any division other than heavyweight.
Yeah, when you go US
off the dome in heavyweight division.
If you go US and UK, and we're not saying all of those guys are completely they're monsters or anything like that, because DT3 jumping on my ass about this. He said featherweight division deep. What the fuck, G5? Middleweight division deep. I disagree with the middleweight division.
I don't think the middleweight division is deep.
I don't think the middleweight division is deep. Well, maybe.
Maybe not.
He said maybe not the middleweight so much. Hold on, let me get the DC3 real quick. Bro, hey Shane, run some heavyweight names off, just off the dome.
AJ Fury, Wilder, Usyk, Ortiz, Dylan White, Povetkin, Hunter, Brazil, Adam Kaunaki, Robert Helenius, Duopa, Tony Yoka, Daniel Dubois, Joyce, Alan Babich, Frank Sanchez, Adam Kaunaki, Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker Jr. for Otto Wallin, Charles Martin, Gerald Washington. Who else is there? Murat Gassiev, Ante Bakuli, Kuzman, Hrgovic,
Hunter.
That's
30.
That was 30. That was 30. I can't do that in any other division. Off the dome, I can't do that in any other division.
That's 30.
And all of those fighters I've seen several times.
And we didn't even mention Dubois.
No, I did.
Did mention Dubois. Okay. That's 30.
I didn't mention Lucas Brown. I could keep going. Like if I was to write it down, David Price. There's so many people I didn't mention. I didn't mention Anderson. I didn't mention the other kid from
David Price, like Glassjaw, David Price.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying he's a good fighter.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Jared Anderson.
And the other guy from Top Rank.
F.A. Ajagba.
I was wondering if you wanted to say that. I didn't know that.
Carlos Takam, Oscar Rivas.
Oscar Rivas, that's like 40 deep, bro. DC3,
who's the other guy that's from America as well? That other kid, he's 20 and 0.
Heavyweight.
Oh, you know who I'm talking. He's 20 and 0.
From America, heavyweight.
And he's quite fat.
I
didn't even mention Andy Ruiz. Wow.
Ain't even mentioned Andy Ruiz. That's we 40 deep. DT3, we 40 deep in the heavyweight division. 40 deep that you can mix and match. And when we say deep,
they have good boxing matches. Yeah, I agree.
Mix and match. Hold on, let me get through these comments. Jordan, whoa, punch count. I heard casuals do that. Hold on.
No.
Hold on, bro.
I heard casuals don't give a shit about punch count.
Bro, hold on. And then he said you score a round or a fight. You score rounds to get to the end of the fight, bro. What I need your scorecard now because I feel like matter of fact, are you available to come on the show? I promise you I will drop a link.
Let me chime in a little bit. Now I understand what the man is saying a little bit because it's all about how you watch boxing. That's when I'd say when it comes to judges, is what you think is which wins around a clean, effective punches or someone being outworked. It's all different styles when it comes to fighting. So when two fighters match up and one man is outworking the other man, are you going to consider that to help him win a round, or AB throwing 3 shots and landing 2 good ones, and are you going to give him the round for that? Like it's all about how you perceive boxing.
Yeah. And that's a good point. I want to know how you actually score a round. I'm dead serious. If you want to jump on, I'll put the link in the description. I'll put the link in the chat, and you can jump on because I want to hear. And to answer your question directly, hardcores do look at hardcores. They score round by round, and you look at punch stats at the end of the fight. Basically to validate your score, basically. So if you had a person winning, like more than likely, the punch stats probably support your scorecard more than likely. You know what I'm saying? I don't follow it all. You know what I'm saying? Hold on a second. Jay Banks. I'm a lady. Overweight lovers. I mean, heavyweight still my fave. DT3. I don't fuck with Wilder. I feel you, bro. I feel you. If you don't fuck with him, you don't fuck with him.
Wild is entertaining. Wild is the most entertaining. Wild
Yo, my
is
bro,
the most
Pat is in the
entertaining
building.
fighter.
Major Players Entertainment. That's Mike Patterson, yo. Big shout out to my boy Mike Pat. You got to get on. Are you available? If you can jump on if you want. That's Heat Love AB. He ain't see the fight though. DC3. I don't fuck with AJ or Fury. He don't fuck with AJ Fury. DC3. Who do you fuck with?
I was about to. Who do you like? Who do you like? He's gonna say he likes George Foreman or Mike Tyson or Van. He's gonna say someone of the past.
Right.
That's what he's gonna say.
Major Players Entertainment, Wilder KOs Fury. I mean, it ain't happened the first 2 times.
I mean, it happened the first 2 times, so we don't know that.
DC3.
I mean, he can be hurt. Wilder can hurt.
Yeah, he can be hurt. Yeah, for sure. He said, "I ain't hearing none of that." Yo, he it's something with the heavyweight division. I gotta talk to DC3 afterwards. I picked round 3 Wilder KO before all the drama. I guess for the second fight, I'm assuming you're talking about the second fight. DC3 excuses.
What is he talking about?
I'm not sure.
AB. I thought he was talking about AB.
Maybe.
Yeah, he might be talking AB or Wilder. He said.
He's talking about
right is right.
Blaze.
He's talking about Blaze. I don't know what he's talking about exactly, but he said you right, bro. So DC3, thank you. How the fuck JD still got a job?
We are way back in the comments. Jesus Christ,
I'm sorry. Bro, that's what be happening, man. When people be dropping good comments, you gotta address that shit. Will Stokes is in the building. Will Stokes. My brother-in-law speaks to Michael Hunter, and Hunter told him Jake Paul looks good in sparring. Hold on. Watch how I flip this. Will Stokes, tell your brother-in-law to tell Michael Hunter that he needs to jump on G5 Jeff TV. Tell him we need him on the show. Will Stokes,
you can be on the show.
You can be on the show. If you make that happen, you can be on the show. It'll be me, you, Shane, my boy New Wave Boxing Media. All of us will be on the show talking to Michael Hunter. Tell your brother-in-law to make that happen. Tell him if he come to Philly, I got him on a couple cheesesteaks and fries. I got him. Will Stokes.
Exactly. Makhmedov. I forgot about Makhmedov.
Yeah, Makhmedov too. Yeah. Vianello too. Yeah. Will Stokes, Trevor Bryan.
No, not Trevor Bryan. I wasn't talking. It's another guy. I can't remember his name. And as soon as I come off the live, I'll remember.
You said he's from the States and he's 20-0.
He's from the States. He's 20-0 or 21-0. He hasn't lost. He's fought on a PBC card as well. I think he's even signed to PBC. I can't even remember this guy's name.
I didn't even bring up Michael Coffey. I didn't bring up Michael Coffey, Armani Rock. Yeah, I probably can go about 50 deep with heavyweights, man. DT3, I'm at to have a little conversation with you. I gotta warm you up to the heavyweight division, man. He said, Will Stokes said, man, I could name heavyweights for days. Yeah, exactly. That's what we was trying to tell him. Jordan said that comment was 13 minutes ago. My bad, bro. It's entertaining. My bad. Will Stokes laughing.
No, it's not Trevor Bryan. It's not Trevor Bryan. It's not Trevor Bryan. I think
Trevor Bryan not even in my top. He may not be in my top 30.
Even Trevor Bryant's still in there, Manuel Charles, Jilly Zhang. We forgot so many.
Big Bang saying, we can go about 50 deep. Go about 50 deep in the heavyweight division, man. Like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I need the thing that's crazy about going back to the Broner thing real quick. And Jordan, listen, we all score rounds different ways. You know what I'm saying? New Wave kind of said it best. I score rounds this way. I'm like, I'll give you a prime example. So take Santiago, right? He throws 10 shots. He only lands 3. AB throws 3 shots and lands 2. None of the shots were hard. I'm giving Santiago the advantage on that. Because you have to credit activity, but at the same time, if a guy is making a guy miss and he don't make him pay, then you credit the guy that's giving the activity. The guy still has to make the other guy pay. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm all about effective punches. I'm all about effective shots, but they have to be effective. They have to be effective. I'm
That's
like,
the
bro,
problem.
I tell you what,
AB
though.
waits.
If he'd have got that knockdown, I don't remember which round it was, when dude was like this close to touching the canvas, then I would have said undoubtedly AB would have won that fight.
Yeah, but see, even with that, Broner still ain't turned up.
Yeah,
He still ain't
it
turned
was
up.
boring, man. It's just
I'm like, yo,
Blaze, can I get your opinion on something? I don't
Sure.
want to change the topic too much, but what you and I wanted to ask you about this guy. I always see you comment about this guy. What do you think about Canelo and Yildirim?
Man, right now, like I said, when it comes to Canelo, man, he's just on a different level. But when he finds somebody that know how to have more ring generalship than he does, he's in trouble, man. Like, that's just my thing with Canelo, and I don't know if this guy has it, because I haven't seen too much on him. But
what guys you think give Canelo trouble, bro?
like we were saying before, these like the Andre Wars, these guys that are smart in the ring. Right now, if I want to say Charlo, I want to see that fight.
I
But
like that.
I don't know if it's still a 50-50 fight to me. Like Canelo,
I think Andrade's a harder fight for Canelo than Charlo, in my personal
I
opinion.
gotta see more of. I never seen him in the elite with the elite. So
you know what, bro? I used to think trust me, I used to think that too. Like Demetrius would give Canelo more problems than Jamal did, but Jamal showed me so much in his last fight.
No, but the reason why I say that is because I just think.
I'm sorry. Let me say this. I feel like the Charlos have not taken that next step for me yet. I want to see them on that stage with that fighter. You know, even if it's Boo Boo.
Yeah,
I don't care if you think he's a boring fighter or whatever. If that's what it takes for you to take the next step, to crush this man, move on, do that, man. Don't talk about it. I don't want to, like, all the internet shit. That's what I hate. That's what I'm talking about. I want these guys to embrace the next step. It doesn't. I feel like they're trying to do that, but they're doing it with the wrong person, because you're not going to chasing Canelo for the last 2-3 years ain't working. So
I personally feel like, and this is what I was gonna say to you.
Hold on, Shane. Go and then I'm gonna get in the comments real quick. I don't want to fall behind.
The reason why I said that he causes more problems, I just think he's just gonna be a much fresher Erislandy Lara. Much fresher, much more awkward Erislandy Lara. That's what a southpaw who's athletically, he's so much faster with his feet than Canelo. He is so much faster around the ring than Canelo. Canelo struggled with Kovalev's movement, and Kovalev was like 60 and drunk when he was fighting that fight. So
let me just say that one thing to that point. But when them dudes start gassing out towards the end of the fight, they're like all like Larry Launder did and Kovalov did. They started gassing out, and that's when Canelo makes his moves.
Andrade didn't gas out. Andrade don't gas out.
Yeah, Andrade, and the thing with Andrade, this is the Lara comparison is a good comparison. I'm gonna tell you where I think it kind of goes left. I think Andrade he's gonna be trying to make a statement at some point during the fight. So Canelo's gonna I'm gonna tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why. Because he watched the Lara fight. He know he can't fight like Lara and get a win against Canelo. He know that. We know that. So he's going to give Canelo more opportunities, and he's not going to fight the way he usually fight. The fight ain't happening, but just hypothetically. But you see how good it feels to talk about the fight, and that shit ain't happening. That shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired because Canelo runs, man. Like, I'm just, if he's not fighting this dude, like, you never know if it's ever going to happen. And the
thing that's crazy, bro. Before I get in the comments, the thing that's crazy is, we can create a whole story about how Canelo is sidestepping folks.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at his last 10 opponents, it's not many people that got the names like he do, even though
I think,
but I'm like, that's
No, but it's easy for him to get the names though.
right.
When
It's
you're the
easy.
cash cow,
there's a
whoever
lot
you
of
call out, you fight.
a lot of
Whoever
names.
you
Right.
call out, you fight.
He got a lot of names, but the thing is,
Look at
though,
Crawford and Spence. They've both been in situations where they've called fighters out and they wasn't able to get the fight. When has Canelo ever been in that situation where he's called out a fight and he can't get the fight?
That's why I'm like, but when you are the face of the sport, when you the cash cow, you're gonna get this type of criticism. So there's a lot of people that don't like the fact that Canelo gets the criticism. But I'm like, when you the top dog, this
Yeah, you
is
got
just
the criticism that comes along with
Any
it.
Canelo fan,
Any
I just
fighter.
have one question and then you can go to the comments.
okay.
One
Go ahead.
question to every Canelo fan. When he was unified champion and he was one fight away from being undisputed, why did he fight Rocky Fielding instead of fighting Demetrius Andrade for all the marbles? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
And he should have.
He said he wanted to be undisputed.
And he wanted to be, he'd like the thing is, like he'd have been better off trying to go for undisputed at 160 than 168. He's actually gonna have an easier time going undisputed at 160.
He was one fight away. He was one fight away.
He was one fight away, man. But those are some of the things that Canelo has done, decisions that Canelo has made, or Golden Boy. Let me get that out of the way. Canelo or Golden Boy is the reason why we give him some of the criticism that we give him. But let me get these
one question real quick.
Go ahead.
Is Canelo a Hall of Famer to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah. DM3 Entertainment. What's going on, bro? Will Stokes. Majidov looks nice. I like Majidov. Will Stokes also looking forward to the debut of Solomon. Hold on, one of our British heavyweights. He said that for you, Shane.
Yeah,
he said your name, Shane.
I ain't hyping none of that guy.
All right, I'm gonna skip it. Oz Luna. You heard of Oz Luna before?
Never.
Oz Luna, welcome to the channel. Definitely subscribe. If you're not new, I apologize. He said Gilderum was giving Darrell the business.
He also got knocked out in 3 rounds by a 160 Eubank.
Can I get that?
I thought somebody got grinded about this last time. Good.
Yeah. Listen, Gilderum and Darrell was a good fight. Darrell got a cut. Darrell got a tight decision. The fight was a good fight to the point where I didn't feel like, even if it went to Gilderum, I wouldn't say that it was a robbery. But to say that Gilderum was giving Darrell the business, that's a stretch. Definitely a stretch. Hollow Point Bullet was good with you.
Is he new? Never heard of him before.
Hollow Point been around for a minute. This probably his first time in live, though. No, this ain't his first time in a live. Jordan Canelo said he would be undisputed at 68. I believe him. Yeah, but that goes back to Shane's point. Like, he was one fight away from being undisputed at 160, and he decided not to take it. Like, why? Will Stokes, hey Shane, I think I know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That's who I was talking about.
I wouldn't have guessed that name. Future Players Entertainment, because it's right about the Wilder point. Moving on, without the trilogy is a painful pill to swallow.
You know Wilder, man. He's all about his self-respect, man. That's one of his big things.
I think I just want it to happen for some closure. That's all.
I really wish it would, but I don't.
Can I get to the next comment? When you read it, can I address the next comment? Please?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to, you know what? I'm going to allow you to read it. Go ahead.
Billy Joe Saunders will give Canelo trouble, especially since he had their heads up for the fight a while ago when Canelo is still focused on Yildirim.
Hold on. New Wave, I don't have anything to say about that. I'm just gonna let Shane go. So you want to get in on that before Shane goes?
Man, I just want to say, Billy, no, pass.
Okay. All right, Shane, go ahead. Go.
Will, firstly, you need to stop blindly following these British fighters. You need to stop. And Billy Joe Saunders hasn't looked good since he's been popped for the nasal spray. I'm telling you, since he's got popped for the nasal spray, he's looked trash. So unless he's on the nasal spray again in this fight, you need to just. He's got no chance. He's got zero chance of beating Canelo. Zero. He's got zero chance of beating Canelo. This guy could never beat Canelo. Never.
Man, I'm all Billy, man. One is just something about when you get popped for performance enhancing drugs, man, that drops you off my list automatically most of the time, man.
No, I respect that. I respect Scott 70. Good looking out on the chat, super chat. Have I missed everyone's Parker versus five prediction? Yes, you did, but because you family, I'll say it again. I got Joseph Parker by decision.
Yeah, I have Joseph Parker by decision as well.
Somebody named Junior 5. He's another New Zealand fighter, heavyweight.
He's undefeated.
He's undefeated.
I would literally have to at least see the other guy, what he's done in the ring already. But if I had to go by,
he hasn't fought anybody notable. He hasn't fought anybody.
I gotta at least see his style. I can't just say.
I'll send you a couple of links.
He's not a very big puncher. The fight will be a very boring fight. He's got like a 60%.
Joseph Parker is the most, sound fighter in the world. He got a glass chin and he gasses out at the end a lot.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get through this real quick. David Gaynor. You're David Gaynor.
Never heard of
you. May be new. Big shout out to you. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Billy Joe Saunders has a shot at beating him, but it's not likely. Everybody has a shot. David, you have to be very specific on here. When you say a shot, what percentage are you giving them? 30%, 40%, 20%?
What percentage are you giving him, Blaze? What percentage are you giving him, Blaze?
For Billy against Canelo?
Yeah.
Just being generous, maybe 25%.
Well, go ahead, Shane.
Just, forget that he can still box. We don't know what he does off of the drugs. We've seen a little bit of it, but he got a shot because he knows how to box. I've seen him in the ring, but
right.
You off that sugar.
Canelo. I saw Billy Joe Saunders almost get knocked out by Shefa Asufi, and in his next fight, he fought that guy that Jeff lost money on. He lost money on. He lost. Remember
that was the Akavov. Was that the Akavov fight?
He was down on the cards, and
he
then
was down on the cards. And he had to get the knockout, and he got it.
Yeah, I saw that fight too.
Yeah, that's crazy. He said 20%. What would you give it, Shane? What would you give it?
Yeah, I'll say like 20%.
Without the nasal spray, I would say 10. With the nasal spray, I'll say 20. He said he's a class boxer.
No, listen, with the nasal spray, I give 30. With the nasal spray, he's a good fighter. He's actually a good fighter with the nasal
That's the case. I'm giving Canelo. I give him 10%. Canelo got his meat, man, special meat. And the fact that we got to talk about this is just ridiculous, man. Like, we got to talk about what you're doing outside the ring, not inside.
The thing is, like, I think as long as Canelo, I think when you get popped, I think all of your fights got to be VADA tested.
Man, like, they changed the whole rule for Canelo. They changed the level of computer roll that you can have in your system because of Canelo. Come on. If you make rule changes, man, you got the whole boxing industry behind you. Like,
Jordan said Billy DQ is my bet. Billy Joe Saunders will make it ugly. He said, Billy, you better DQ.
What, you gonna throw a chicken at somebody this time?
I actually might bet that. Because Billy Joe Saunders doesn't like to lose, and he'll fight dirty before he loses. He don't like losing.
A DQ though? You can bet a DQ.
You can bet disqualification. Yeah, it's like 700 to 1. I might put $1 on it.
Like Jordan, Jordan, are you from the UK? Because I don't think we have. I think the most we can bet is a draw here.
Now you can bet the disqualification in Britain.
We can't bet that here.
Really?
We don't have. Nah,
I don't really bet, so I don't really know.
We don't have that. Like,
I make my friendly bets. That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
But it got to be a line for that. I'm pretty sure it's a line for the halftime show. So
I gotta research that.
Halftime show.
I gotta research that.
But when was the last time someone actually got disqualified in a big fight?
In a big fight?
Man, I don't know, man. I haven't seen a disqualification that I can think of that even happened.
The most famous one for me is Andrew Galata.
Yeah, that
but there's two times Tyson, Henry Akinwande.
Yeah, Henry Akinwande. Yeah. Off the top of the dome, those are the only ones I can really think of. Really.
I'm trying to think of the heavyweight one I saw in the 80s.
Oh, what about the one when David Price got bit on his stomach? That was one as well.
Oh yeah,
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson. Yeah.
You forget the most famous one.
It's not many. They gonna have to up the odds for me to put $1 on that. Make it like 1,000 on it. Then I'll put $1.
It's $1, Jeff. It's $1.
I don't care, man. I need my money to stretch. Damn that. He said, how to change the rules for tainted beef, nothing to do with boxing.
Right.
Yeah, thanks. David, he said Andre Durrell. Oh yeah, the Andre Durrell fight. He got
when he got that. Right.
Yeah, and then the uncle came in the ring.
Was close, that was though, I don't know. That was kind of close to me. I can understand.
I don't think that was a disqualification. I don't think it was worthy.
I thought it should have been a category knockdown. To be honest with you.
I mean, how much is it before you get before a fight gets? How much points deduction do you get before a fight?
Well, after 2 points is really at the referee's discretion.
Because I remember Derek Chisora got 2 points deducted in the White fight, innit?
Bro, let me tell you something. It was a PBC card a couple weeks ago. Joey Spencer, the dude.
I'm a fan of his. I like Joey.
Yeah, I like Joey. Joey knocked the dude down. Right, dude got up, started hitting him in the back of the head. The referee immediately took 2 points from him. I've never seen that before in my life.
Do you remember in the Madrimov fight where Madrimov's last fight where he knocked the guy down on the ground and the referee didn't call it. He didn't call the knockdown. He called it. Like, he knocked him out cold and he said it was a slip.
He said it was a slip. Yeah, these people are retarded.
Remember that though.
Yeah, it was crazy. Oz Luna said Carlos Molina was beating Kirkland and got DQ. That's another one. Good one.
Yeah.
Jordan, Curtis Harper.
And he walked out the ring.
Yes. Hold on.
That was one of my favorites.
Listen, Curtis Harper, if you listening, man, we gotta have you on the show, man. I want to know what your mindset was behind it because I heard some things, but I heard he didn't
get paid. That's why he walked out. I heard he didn't get paid.
I heard a couple of things. I heard some more things other than that too. Curtis Harper, definitely gonna get you on.
But the thing about the Curtis Harper thing, which is funny, was the fact that he looked so confident walking to the ring. He looked like he was an underdog. He looked so confident. I'm thinking, why is this guy so confident? And now I knew why he was so confident because he knew he wasn't getting hit.
He knew he wasn't getting hit. He just.
I don't understand why he even come out there. Then you're gonna make yourself a meme for no reason.
George said it happens. He said, "Stop trying to check me." Hey man, it's all love, bro. It's all love. Oz Luna, did Joey Spencer almost get stopped a few fights ago?
I don't remember that.
Let me address that because I know exactly.
I watched his last 2 fights, I believe.
I know exactly what he's talking about. The fight was on PBC. I forgot the guy's name. Joey Spencer won the fight clearly on the cards, but it was a round where dude was like teeing off on Joey Spencer. He was like, he wasn't even landing nothing crazy, but he was just teeing off on him without Joey Spencer responding Like he just wasn't throwing anything. So the referee was like, he was just like, yo, son, you got to show me something. That's how much the guy was getting off of Spencer. Like just the amount of shots he was throwing without nothing in response.
All right, so I don't really remember this, so I'm gonna use your brain, your eyes on this. Was he hurt in your eyes? Because I don't remember.
He looked like he wasn't hurt.
Or dazed by
One of them shots got his attention. But
Luna, are you new, by the way? Is Luna new?
I think Luna is new. But I think that's confirmed if that's what you're talking about. The referee was like, I need to see something.
To me, when you say stuff like that, that could be a litany of things. He could have been taking a round off, or he was letting the guy play.
Yeah. I didn't think
a litany of things. I got a little fight though.
Yeah, I didn't think. Hold on. He said maybe question. He said made me question him. If that's what you're talking about, I wouldn't be concerned about that because he looked like he was taking. He looked like he was taking part of the round off, and what it looked like it happened. It looked like he got hit with a shot that got his attention, and he was trying to recover. And I think that's what it was. I wouldn't hang your hat on that. He looked like he was done. We got to confirm the opponent. Confirm the opponent, bro. I think I know what you're talking about. He said, been here once before. My bro D Hodges in the building. D Hodges, what's up?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
D Hodges was in the last live, no?
Right.
Does he not sound like Easy E? I swear to God, he sounds so much like Easy E. I swear.
D Hodges. He was in the
last live. I sweir. I played it to my brother, and my brother was like, "Bro, that is so scary. He sounds just like Easy E."
Yo, he do sound like a West Coast rapper for sure. He said he is a Longhorns fan. Yikes! He's talking about Luna. Hold on. He said no. He looked done. I had him highly rated before that. Bro, you got to give me the opponent. I think I know the exact thing you're talking about, bro. I think I know the exact thing you're talking about. Best school in Texas.
Now, let me address that real quick. Now, I understand when you say once he got hurt, a lot of boxers get hurt in the ring. That's like trying to go without getting wet. You know what I mean? Mayweather's been hurt. I mean, but overall, Joey Spencer's defense was impressed me the most. How he turns his defense into offense and has some ring generalship at his young age. He has a very high ceiling to make.
Yeah, bro, just because a guy gets hurt, the main thing is did he recover?
Andre Ward got knocked down.
Yeah, there's not a boxer that's going through their entire career without getting hurt, bro. So Mayweather's been hurt several times. And I'm not even talking about the King Moses fight.
I'm talking about when he was younger and Floyd used to go toe to toe with him.
We talking Emmanuel Augustus. We talking Chop Corey.
That's one of the greatest Mayweather fights ever. Is when he fought Emmanuel Augustus.
Bro, that's Jeff's favorite Mayweather fight.
That's my favorite.
Talks about that fight, bro.
And for anybody that hasn't seen that fight,
Augustus was a monster.
Bro, Jeff told me a story about Augustus the other day. I was like, bro, that's crazy.
Hold on, let me tell you this real quick. Let me get through these last two comments and then I'm gonna tell you the story real quick. Jordan said, "Facts, hate those fake SEC TAMU fans. They talking college over here." I thought the ref was going to jump in and stop it, bro. We talking about the same fight, bro. Please don't be deterred by that. We talking about the same fight, the same round. Don't be deterred by that, bro. Don't be. All right, let me get to this. Floyd Mayweather story before we jump off here because we've been on here down there for 2 hours. They were talking to. It was a guy on Instagram, and he was talking to. Oh my God, who was he talking to? Shane, who did I say he was talking to?
Can't remember. Someone he was training with Augustus or something like that, or his trainer or something.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it real quick. He was a boxer too, bro. And he basically said that they was at a Motel 6. It was at a motel. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the name for you real quick because I'm on the dude page right now. Let me find this shit real quick. Where is that? Where is that? Of course, it's not coming up. But listen, so dude was like, they was at a Motel 6, right? He said Emmanuel Augustus, this was back in the day. He said Emmanuel Augustus had a chick in the room. They was on the, you know, the Motel 6s be having the balconies and shit like that. So he was like, they was in the balcony.
I know this area, wow.
So he was smoking a blunt, smashing the chick from the back, right? And then the dude told Emmanuel Augustus, like, yo, we gotta go. We gotta go to the gym. So he finished doing what he had to do. He went to the gym. He said he beat the dog shit out of Constantine.
I can believe that.
He said he beat the dog shit out of Constantine.
Because
And
this
I'm
style, man, nobody, to this day, nobody has perfected the drunken style like he did. I haven't seen anybody even try that nowadays.
Bro, and to be honest with you, bro, that's when I knew Floyd Mayweather was real. That's when I knew Floyd Mayweather.
He didn't even, I don't even think he did try it, but it didn't do anything for him.
I mean, that what's it called? That Emmanuel Augustus fight for hardcores. That's the real. That's what makes Floyd the real. Like, you know, when people say the ducking and all of that stuff, the money Mayweather. That's what makes Pretty Boy Floyd the better one for me. That's what makes Pretty Boy Floyd better than Money Mayweather.
Pretty Boy Floyd was insane with it, man. Like
the only thing, let me speak to that point. Now, when it comes to that, when he went from Pretty Boy to Money Mayweather, Floyd made a conscious decision that he knew he wouldn't last fighting that way. That's why he went to the Floyd Money Mayweather style of just hit and not be hit. That's what he did. And people, and to me, too many people try to compare their careers to Mayweather. That's why they want to keep that zero for so long. And listen, nobody's ever going to do what Floyd did. He did it first. He did it best. Just let it go, man. Like
hold on.
That's when people say Floyd destroyed the boxing game. I mean, he had his pros and cons, man, to me.
Yeah, no, for real. That's a fact. Jordan says sounds like another other big fish story. Let me address that real quick. Jordan, there's so many.
I'm gonna have to jump off because my phone's about to die.
No, we got to jump off too.
Yeah,
but yeah, Jordan, there's so many boxing stories like gym wars and things like that. I wouldn't say that it's not true. But New Wave Boxing Media, appreciate you jumping on, bro. Shane, appreciate you jumping on. This battery on like 0.5%. On behalf of New Wave Boxing Media, VP Shane and G5 Jeff TV, we are out.
Deuces, y'all.